Welcome, all you beautiful beings. Thank you for being here with me for another timeless tarot reading. I'm going to start with some frequency clearing with my bell. I call upon my guides, my angels, my ancestors, my galactic family of the purest, highest love and light to help channel through me the messages this collective will need to hear at the time that it reaches them. I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Let's see what the cards have in store for us today. What message do you have? Let's do these. Alright. Let's start with the first that came out was the Queen of Cups with angelic aura quartz. I trust my knowing and follow my heart. That's what this card says. The way that she's looking at me is with very deep wisdom and knowing. It's also a look of discernment, so you're only gonna let things around you or in your energy that are aligned with you and aligned with your highest path and your highest good. So one thing I'm seeing is this beautiful fish that's like swimming around her energy is potentially a spirit guide or an animal guide or potentially a person or a pet that's in your life that I'm getting a lot of protective energy from this being. So whether it's an angel or a guide or an animal or a person or a past over loved one, I definitely feel like something is swimming around your energy, circling you, protecting you. So there is a sense of protection, as well as the crown of some royalty, some divinity in your crown chakra, because you're in this place of discernment, of love, of trust, and only allowing what's for your highest good to be able to even just be around you and in your energy in the first place. But the Queen of Cups also is a sign of sensitivity, imagination, intuition, creativity, and love. And so when I see that her cup, it's like she fills her own cup with your own imagination, your creativity, what calls you, your passions. And there's this like infinity symbol of it. And the infinity symbol to me is showing a reflection of the infinite power, creativity, and sacredness and spiritual gifts that you have. You know that you come from divinity because we're all divine beings. We're all fractures of spirit, of God, of the universe, you know? We're all stardust. We come from this infinite power in our soul. Our soul doesn't die. It's this infinite light, love, and where our real personality and who we are is from. And there could be a loving friend or partner around you. With the fish, I'm still getting a very strong person, friend, crossed over person, guide. So there's definitely some support in your area, whether it's seen or unseen right now. And when I'm looking at these lotus flowers, some of them are budding and not yet blooming, and some of them are in full bloom. These are like your projects, your passions, your manifestations. Like some of them are coming to bloom, and some that you seeded long ago are just getting ready to open up. It's like a bud that's not quite ready to open, but these are the different things you've been seeding in your life, that you've been nurturing, that you've been watering, that you've been growing, that are gonna bloom and blossom and really reflect the light that you share and you give into the world. Like the light that they're giving off, I'm getting, is just a reflection of the light that you share. And you're getting close to time where your manifestations are coming forth, and things that you've put a lot of passion and energy into are going to be reflecting all that energy back. You're definitely a really caring person with a very high emotional intelligence. And it's like supporting other people comes very naturally to you. But you're also in this state where you don't let your big empathy control you to the point that you let people walk all over you or take advantage of you. So people pleasing may have been an issue in the past, but the Queen of Cups is really signifying that you're no longer in that state, and you're very emotionally aware and sensitive and intelligent. And so if someone isn't matching that frequency, you're not really going to engage that much. You can give them love and support maybe from a distance, but you're really at this stage of life where you want people to be on the same level as you. The same level, like spiritually, mentally, emotionally. You know, you've gained a lot of wisdom over your years on Earth and potentially other realms. And you know your worth, and you know how sacred your energy is and your cup is. And even though you know how to supply energy, you know how to refill your own cup, it still is harder to refill when people are constantly depleting it. So you're in this state of maintaining your energy and helping others, but not to a point of it not helping you. There's also a blue jay who's right outside the window, so if that could be a sign for one of you. He like flew right in front of my face. I feel that you lead by your heart a lot in a lot of situations. Like you want to follow your heart more than just your head and logic, but not in a naive way. I don't sense naivety. I sense that you're just very heart-led and heart-guided, and so you want to do what makes your heart feel full and happy and passionate. And you don't always want to do the thing that's most logical, but you want to do things that are most passionate and invigorating and that really fill up your soul, and not just physically what makes sense. It's definitely a message of acting with compassion, showing your empathy to others, I'm getting. As long as you're not giving in excess. Her face to me is just very strong discernment of, you know who needs your love, your empathy, your compassion, and you're willing to give it to people who also fill you up, who also can really help you. And that doesn't mean people who can help you physically or mentally. It's like maybe you're giving help to a loved one, a family member or a friend, and maybe they can't give a whole lot in the moment that you're giving to them, but later on they'll give it back to you tenfold, with love, with kindness, with presence. It doesn't have to be this perfect exchange immediate, because we all go through cycles of different energies and energy availabilities. So maybe you're going to be helping someone out right now, but you know that person always brings you joy or makes you laugh, or is just like a pleasure to be around. I definitely feel this person is like empathically sensitive and can read like subtle energies that are going on. Like you have this empathic intuition, this empathic sensitivity, so you can read other people's feelings potentially really easily and quickly when you're around them, and you might start vibrating at frequencies that could be really healing for other people. You're a very healing, empathic person, but there's always going to be a reminder to hold your boundaries firm and to not let people take advantage of you. And with this discernment face she has, I feel like you are able to do that, capable. And it could be something you do or are practicing actively with giving in a way that is serving for everyone and not depleting for anyone. And of course, you can look to angel aura quartz and connect with that crystal energetically or spiritually to see if it can aid you in any way. So the next card we have is the King of Swords. I trust my ability to make a strategic decision. And I'm seeing the butterflies that are around him are very similar to the butterflies, or the what's the word? The fish in her energy. So there's this presence of support, of friendship or family, or even a guide or a spirit or an animal that is supporting you at this time. Ametrine is the crystal. The card says, I trust my ability to make a strategic decision. So you might be in the midst of making a decision around a person and whether you want to give your energy to that person. And although you trust with your heart and you know what's best for you, you might feel bad not giving someone your energy because you're a very empathetic being. But this King of Swords is here. This is another energy you occupy of strength and of boundaries and of also making the decision that's right for you, that's not going to deplete you, that's going to allow you to maintain your boundaries. And you can still be a sensitive, creative, intuitive person and have boundaries. Boundaries are an important thing we need to have to maintain our energy and keep our cup full and not depleted. The King of Swords always has this charm, this intelligent and quick-wittedness about them. So I feel like there might be a swift decision you're making. It could be about a job, could be about a person, could be about a creative project or somebody you might have wanted to collaborate with, but the more they show themselves and how they operate, it's not really the same frequency as you want to operate. And so although you might have some empathy toward the situation or person, the King of Swords part of you is going to make a pretty fast decision that this is not something I want to be around. This is not a person I want to be around, or a project I want to be a part of, or a coworker, or something that you really want to engage with. And this can come when there's a decision to be made or discernment around something. whether it will be positive or negative. But anytime that you're choosing yourself, preserving your energy, your time, your emotions, when you're making decisions to protect yourself and your energy and to not deplete yourself or to fall into any old toxic patterns or cycles. It could even be about a behavior that you're doing or a pattern that you keep repeating. You might want to go down that path because your heart's been down it so much, or been around people like that so much that it feels normal. But we've really grown over these last cycles of growth, and I feel like in this year you're going to be stepping and having both feet in each of these energies. So you're going to maintain your sensitivity, but you're also going to have this strength, this courage and determination to make sure that we're not going to harden our sensitivity and become callous, but we're going to stand firm in our boundaries and our decisions and protect our energy and do what's best for us at the end of the day, and not necessarily what is best for someone else, but what's best for us, for maintaining our mental health, our physical health, and for our spiritual growth. There could be some thinking through your options carefully. There could be some forethought. This isn't like an impulsive decision. Even though you might be swift, you're still going to think about it. You're still going to come to the conclusion that is best for you. You're going to weigh it all out. And especially writing things down, you might be able to easily see that, yes, this is not the best decision for me. This path, this person, this project, whatever it is for you, might not be what's best for you at this time or of your energy. So that is something to really consider. And it's okay to take your time and potentially create a strategy or a plan of attack of how you're maybe gonna talk about it or reveal it or cut it off swiftly. However you're gonna go about it, you're definitely gonna be making the right decision. And once you do it, you're gonna feel light. You're gonna feel like this feather, you're just gonna feel like you're floating, like you did the right thing. Potentially there's no longer a burden, or you don't have to worry about that situation or person or thing anymore. And it's gonna be relieving once you make the decision that's best for you. And it's one of those things where it might feel a little weird to do it because it might be new for you to practice setting these boundaries, but once you do it, it's there's no going back. It's going to be so relieving and nice. So then we have the Seven of Wands energy, which is I actively hold true to my values. So I definitely am feeling like whatever decision that you're making is definitely, you might have your values be a part of this. As in, this person, place, or situation does not strongly align with your values. This person, this project, this thing, it's not really aligned with your core values that you grew up with or have created along the way of your growth. And you're at a time where you really want to stick to your guns, stick to your values, stick to what you know is true and just. And this can also be signifying of a challenge that may be coming up or have coming up. It could be spirits testing you in this new year to see if you'll fall into old habits or old archetypes with people and things like that. So there might be someone in your life or a project or a thing. It can manifest in very different ways for each of you, especially since this is collective. However this manifests, this thing that's coming forward, you're going to have to make a decision on. It could be a challenging decision because a part of you wants to put your energy into that opportunity, that thing, that person, that project. But then when you really start doing that, you see that it's not really aligning with you, your values, or who you are, or how you operate as a person. And so you might need to make that decision to cut it off, to not go forward with it. And that could be a small test that Spirit is giving you in this new year to see if you're going to fall into the same old patterns of people, of projects, of behavior, or even of habits. You might want to pick up or keep doing a habit isn't the best for you, and it's going to be potentially challenging to stop that habit. But when you do choose yourself and your values and what's in the highest alignment for you, and you have support, you have friend support, you might have family support, you might have spirit support. I mean, we all have our spirit guides and our angels that are like cheering us on, so they might be there for you right now, cheering you on to do what's best for you, not what's most comfortable. Because a lot of times in these negative patterns, like, we're so comfortable with being treated a certain way or treating ourselves a certain way, that's what comes natural. And we're breaking that cycle and saying, no more, I will no longer treat myself like this, or allow myself to be treated like this, or give my energy in ways like this. It's definitely a reminder to be very clear about your beliefs, your intentions, and be very clear about your boundaries. So every person knows where they stand, or situation, whatever it is. Make sure you have clear boundaries about what you're willing to give. And if you're very passionate about certain values you hold and how a situation or something is not really holding up to the values you care about, it's okay to voice that. It's okay to say, like, I don't want to be a part of this project or this thing any longer because it doesn't really align with my values that I believe in very strongly, and those values are part of your soul and what your soul craves. Your soul could crave honesty, integrity. It could crave respect, and no project or person or thing abusing your time or taking more time than it should, because you know how sacred the time you give and the time you have to give is. And then the next card that came out was, I stand my ground and look for peace, which is the 5 of Wands. So we've got garnet, ametrine, and angel aura quartz. So these are all crystals you may want to work with at this time. And you can always tap into their energy and meditate with them without the crystal. These cards are very aligned, talking about potentially a test, and I have such strong faith in all of you that you will pass it. I know the little collective that I'm reading for are very strong, very spiritually gifted, very in tune with spirit on your gifts, and you know what's highest and best for you, even if it might be challenging to stand up for that. I definitely believe you will overcome this challenge. You will do what's best for you, because the 5 of Wands is also really about tests and challenges, and it can be signifying of intention and energy, or maybe even a battle of wills that could be going on. You might feel tested, or like struggle to be heard, or it's kind of like there could be like a ego fight, like a play fight, nothing like crazy or physical, but somebody being like, you should do this thing and this is what's best for you. And you could be pulling back saying, no, I have my values and I know my values and what I believe in is best for me, and you're going to choose you. There could be family or work like squabbles or something like that I'm hearing. But it's saying try not to take these things to heart and like let these little things pass. Like I'm just hearing like two birds like tweeting at each other, and then one bird is like flying away. That's like the image I'm getting from spirit. So there might be just a lot of noise, a lot of chatter going on, but you know that you can just fly away from the situation. You can remove yourself from the situation. You don't have to give energy to potentially chatter that doesn't serve anybody or anything. And there could be even a physical test, you know? Some of you might be taking an important test for a career or school or licensing or something like that. And it can just signify you potentially taking a physical test, not just an energetic test. So that's up to you guys, really. And because I just did 4 tarot, I'm going to start doing some oracle cards and see what wants to come through. Is there an animal spirit with a message? Or a lot of them want to come out. Let's feel this one. That wants to come out. Fox. Interesting. I've been feeling a lot of fox energy lately in my own personal life. Fox is all about adaptability. Adapting to challenges as they are happening. Just goes along with potentially the challenge that you might be presented with coming up. And the fox is here to help you adapt to a new environment, a new situation, a new pathway you're taking for yourself. You're adapting to holding your boundaries, holding your new values to yourself, and sort of just like, I see foxes jumping through the snow, and it's kind of like usually when people jump through the snow, they sink in it. But a fox has this like agility, and they can really kind of almost like walk on the snow, jump through the snow, and they're just so agile, and they can adapt to all these different environments. You know, they're just as agile on rock as they are in snow, which is very cool. And so I feel like you have this ability as well, and the fox can be helping you with your adaptability as well. So you go through these challenges swiftly. You go through these tests with a sense of adaptability, so you're not, it doesn't consume all of you. It's just like, oh, that's just a little rock you jumped over. Oh, that's just a little snow that now you're going to walk over instead. It's not something that is made to make you sink or fall or fail. Like, you are not going to do any of those things. You're going to succeed. You're going to run. You're going to skip. You're going to hop. You're going to feel light and airy. The more that you keep choosing you and what's in highest alignment with you. And if you need clarity in a decision, you can always meditate, and you can call upon your guides to give you clarity in meditation, in your dreams. Or you can do pendulum work or rune work, or you can do a ritual or some sort of discernment spell if you're on the more wishy side of things, to get a very clear answer. There are a lot of ways if you need a little help with that. But I definitely feel the fox energy, and the fox is also a very spiritually intuitive being. So like the fox can also be symbology of your spiritual gifts as well. The way they move and their creativity, their playfulness, they're very spiritual. I see a lot of times foxes can sometimes have the ability to like jump through dimensions and stuff like that. So that could be a reflection of you and your spirit as well. I'm going to see if there's anything that comes out in my alien cool cowgirl cards. Is there a message for this collective? Alright, these two slid out. How interesting. Just as I talked about the fox, like going through dimensions, we get the time traveler. I will embrace adventure and begin with something new. And she's like jumping through a portal and like escaping this conflict. And it's like the bullets, they tried to shoot at her, right? And the bullets completely missed. They're going straight up in there, completely missing her. So somebody could be taking shots at you, like verbally or something like that, and it just doesn't even get you because you're standing in your truth and your higher energy, and you're like, whatever, like, you're not going to let what other people say bring you down or bring your energy down, because you're in control of filling your cup, and you know that you're divine, and nothing they say will change your inherent divinity. Nothing they say will change your gifts and your light and all the wonders that you bring to the table into this world. So it's like, yeah, say whatever you want. Like, that's not the truth. The truth is you're a divine being created out of love, with love, to express love on this world. And so I will embrace adventure in something new. So you might have this spiritual gift to almost like time travel. You might be able to go to past lives and bring back gifts from past lives or talents, or just experience your past lives. Or you also might be jumping through dimensions, because dimensions are like kind of like separate from time and space. So it's like you can go to these higher other realms because you're spiritually advanced that other people can't get to. So it's like, cool, peace out. If you want to be stuck in your 3D energy, I'm just going to go hang out with my more 5D community. Could be physical people or spirit beings. And there's definitely a new adventure. So when you make this decision and you hold true to your values and what you believe in, like with the lotuses, there's going to be something new in store for you, and like a reward for standing up for yourself, for choosing yourself, for staying in the highest aligned path, and for not falling into 3D constructs and patterns. So be excited for all the adventures that are gonna come towards you. Ooh, and then we have the Sheriff, which is I stand up for what's right, which is very similar to the King of Swords. So you're taking no shit. You're going to stand up for what you believe in, what's right. You're going to make the right decision for you and what potentially is actually right. Like, we don't need to be wasting our time with squabbles that aren't really that important. You're going to prioritize yourself. And she's holding the gun in this one. So it's like you hold the power. They don't hold the power, even if they like to make a big show about it. You're the one in control. You're the one with the power. So keep that in mind. You're the one with this power, with this discernment, with, the poise. I don't know why that word came to me, but that word came to me, this poise, this attitude, this, not like in a sassy, mean way, but this attitude of like, I know who I am. You don't tell me who I am. I know who I am. I know what's best for me. I know what's good for me. And you walk the walk. These boots, this is what the message I'm getting around these boots is like, you walk the walk. You don't just talk the talk. If you say these are your values, you act on those values, and you will be acting on these values. And whatever test happens, you like fully succeed. You fully have the power. You're fully walking in your power, in your divinity, You know where you come from. You know you're not just human, but you're stardust. You have these spiritual abilities of travel and connection with other realms. So at the end of the day, you know that you're the one with the power who exists in their power and chooses your power instead of giving it away. Let's see what Lemuria has for us in today. This deck loves to be pulled and not shuffled. Okay. We have that one. And that one. This one kind of popped out as I was putting it away, so I'll just add it. So, first we have the crown chakra, the unlimited self. It makes sense. We have a queen and a king here, which is, they both have crowns. There's definitely this crown chakra energy where you're in tune with your higher self. You're connected to the divine. You're connected to your gifts. You're connected to your intuition. You can probably connect with the higher realms easily at this point or regularly to receive information, visions, downloads, and I'm very drawn to it saying the unlimited self. Because to me, it means that you know you are a being of like this unlimited power. Like you can channel power from straight source, straight God, straight star energy, right? Channel it through you and embody your higher self while you're in this physical form. And so you know you're powerful, you know you're divine. You have this sense of powerful self, you know, this boss energy is what I'm feeling. Like take no shit energy, because you know you're worth it and you don't want to waste your time on things that aren't the best for you anymore. You've definitely broke a cycle. And the heart chakra is like unfurling back to love. And it's like, even though you have this strong energy, this powerful energy, this king energy, your heart is still empathetic. You're still full of compassion. You're still full of softness. You're not so hard you don't know how to love or accept love or help. You have this perfect balance of being loving but firm at the same time. It's a perfect combo of having your strength and your boundaries and still being kind, but never to a point of it hurting you, right? Like if there's some sort of crazy energy or 3D energy going along, you're not really gonna engage. You know that your heart energy is sacred energy, and you've done a lot to heal your heart. You know, you probably weren't always like this, so you've done a lot of work to heal your trauma, to be at this place of king and queen energy, to be this sheriff, this time traveler, to have this unlimited self. You've gone through a lot of healing to bring you to this space of power, of choice. And when you make that decision and when you crush this challenge, you will feel light, you'll feel unstoppable, and all these new adventures are going to be opening up for you, potentially new manifestations coming through very quickly because you passed and you're not falling into old behaviors or habits or people or situations anymore. Then we have the sacral chakra, which can also be a chakra associated with your creativity and your power center, which all makes sense because the Queen of Cups is very creative, but also very powerful. The Sheriff's very powerful. Your crown chakra is very empowering with your spiritual side, but this is also the core of creation. And I definitely get you're a very creative being. So there could be some new creative projects, you know, coming forth, some new creative adventures for you to really dive into after this, you know, ends, after you go through this challenge or decision that you're making. And then your sacral chakra, I feel a lot of strong energy from it, just like with your crown and your heart, like those chakras. You've just done a lot of chakra clearing, Reiki healing, healing trauma, healing past lives, reclaiming your creativity, reclaiming your power, reclaiming your connection to the divine, and healing your heart from potential wounding. And you are the core of creation. We are creators. We're just like, we're born with creative source energy from source itself, from God energy. And so everything that you're going to be creating, I feel like in this next chapter or the path you're going down, you're going to be fully embodying your intuition and your creativity, but also your power, claiming your power, your divinity, your limitless self. Because we're not here to be limited any longer. We're in this new cycle. Year of the horse. So we're going to be charging forth on this new path for us, creating new pathways, going down the path of highest alignment and highest manifestation is coming your way. So thank you for being here. Don't really have any much coming through. I love you all so much. I'm so proud of you for being here, for being in this beautiful energy, for choosing yourself, for loving yourself, for standing in your power, and for healing. And just your love and light adds so much to this world. Thank you so much.